You hear me, Miko?
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up.
Good
What up, what up?
evening.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's up, Marie?
How you doing, Miko? You all right today?
I am excited. I'm doing wonderful. I've been gone for a moment, but now I'm back, ain't to ain't. What are we talking about tonight?
We are talking about in the trenches.
In the
And that
trenches.
is so, that's right. Us organizations that are in the trenches that are out helping, ground up, running. We got our feet to the ground and we running, taking off.
That's what I'm talking about. And it's not just us. We have other organizations that we are going to be talking about tonight that are doing what we are doing in the trenches. But first, before we go there, let's give a shout out, first of all, to our partner, Julius Hall, AB. We want to thank those brothers for the opportunity, for the platform that they've been giving to us to be able to give a shout out and change the narrative. But also, I am excited because OAA has been doing some phenomenal things. But first, tell them a little bit about what OAA Savannah is.
OAA stands for Offender Alumni Association, where we empower, encourage, and educate. OAA has been doing some phenomenal things as far as like even with returning citizens, helping them to stay encouraged, giving them resources. We have meetings every second Wednesday of the month, so you can come out to 8011 Waters Avenue to get the encouragement, education, and the empowerment that you need. Okay, Mr. Julius Campbell.
And I love what you talk about, but you know what? OAA Savannah has been doing what Ms. Jones has been talking about, but also we even stepped over into the youth realm where we started verbal and visual intervention, a gun and gang violence reduction program, which has also been touching our youth in Savannah. So I'm talking about we just getting a chance to get our feet wet in a lot of areas. And so not only that, what I love about what we got going on is in our meetings, we provide a safe space for returning citizens to share their stories. Why?
Yes.
Because we believe that stories matter. We believe that your story can encourage me because when I see Miss Jones, how she has made it since she has been home, that lets me know that I can make it also. And so we want you to know, those of you that are listening, that you have a story and you have other people that have stories. By all means, please contact us so that we can share your story because, again, your story matters. And also, we talk about changing the narrative. What do I mean when I say we're changing the narrative? So often, people say that when we get out of prison, we automatically go right back. But that is not the case. Matter of fact, we are statistic breakers. How long have you been out, Ms. Jones?
16 years.
16 years. And this tell us that less than 3 years that we are going right back into
Right.
incarceration. So we are breaking that narrative, and we are successful, whether it is in relationships, whether it is in employment, organization, occupation, whatever it is, we are successful, and you can do it too. So we change that false narrative that returning citizens are automatically going right back into incarceration. So without further ado, I want to get to what we're talking about tonight, and that is in the trenches. OAA, Offender Alumni Association, is a grassroots nonprofit organization that is started, funded, and filled with returning citizens, men and women who have been incarcerated. Now they're out and they're doing positive things in the community. We may have started this thing out wrong, but look at us now. We are finishing strong. What do I mean when I say that we are in the trenches? We have boots on the ground. We are actually out doing things. Marie, tell them some of the things that we, OAA Savannah, have been doing since we started this thing out a year ago.
Oh my goodness, we have did so much. I mean, many meetings. We have took. Remember the men who came down from Atlanta, Miko? They came in and they was trying to see why about payments, like your the fines and fees. We had them to come down from Atlanta to our OAA meeting. That was phenomenal. We had, like Julius said, the visual and verbal, having the young men to tell their stories and how do we feel, like when the mediation people came, Nico, that time, and the young men had to tell the way they feel about guns and gang violence, living in the neighborhoods that they live in. We took them out to lunch all the time. We took them out to lunch. We took and gave them certificates. It was and then after that, even after the program was over, Julius, what did we do? We met out to frames and games,
Right.
and they were still being successful. The young men were. They told us what guns and being in the coming to the meetings, what it meant to them. And we had a good time with them, to see them and interact with them. And I'm gonna say one more thing about the young men. And it was very positive when they went to feed the homeless. You understand? So visual and verbal meant a lot to those young men. They said that they never had nobody say that they were proud of them. We were very proud of them. We were very, very proud. OAA meetings, till we have resource. We had people like Terry Tolbert come in from the EOA, where you can go get assistance if you need help with your rent or utility bill. If you need help getting your social security card or your ID, you can go to the social aid apostle. So different resources that Julius and I that we have came up with, having the meetings on Wednesday, every other Wednesday. So it has been phenomenal. And I like one thing that Miko said also. He said that we are not, they say the recidivism rate, Miko, you were saying that 3 years. I just like to commend you, Julius. You have been home 3 years. And in those 3 years, let me tell you how much he has accomplished. He is a married man. Okay, let me say this. He is a married man, and everything that he did while he was in prison, setting himself up. He came home and he in the trenches. He's in the trenches. Everything that he said he was gonna do, he did it. He loved God. He was loving God in prison. He brought God on the outside, and he continued that. Now he's an elder of the church. Come on, it's not recidivism is not a revolving door. It only if you let it be.
Right.
Only if you let it be. Guess what? It's not easy, because as Julius would say, when he came home, it was easy for him because he had jobs set up. He had a house, family. A lot of people don't have that. So what we trying to do is, for those who don't have it, we try to make ways. We try to have the resources set up to help you with a job, to go to social ed apostle, to get your ID and things like that. We have jobs. We talk to the people in logistics who can come and pick you up and take you to the job. So OAA, we're not just talking, we're being about it.
Yeah.
We are being about it.
I
So
love that. Yes, man. Keep on telling 'em. See, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. She come on the thing here and she just getting it to you. And not just, I want to also balance that thing out because since we've been home and we started OAA Savannah in March, Miss Jones has really been pushing with a passion to help our
thank
people
you.
here in Savannah. I'm saying we try to get people rent money. Now let me pause and put a disclaimer in there. Ain't like OAA got a lot of money, but
Right,
when we do raise funds and we recognize there is a need, we are there in the trenches to help meet those needs.
right.
Also, there have been people that have she riding down the street and see them homeless out in the street, or a young lady with children, get them a hotel room. I'm talking about these are in the trenches type situations. And
Right.
we're out there when we see people hungry or when they need some scullies over their head. One day I remember she was at a store and she said, listen, I'm over here by Kroger's and I see a couple that's in need of a place to stay. And so, I mean, these are in the trenches type things. I also remember when we got the word that they wanted us to help clean up Savannah. We
Yes.
packed stuff like good, dutiful servants that we are here at OAA, and we went out with our t-shirts on and we began to clean up the city. What am I saying? I'm saying that there are organizations just like us that may not be big name, but they're doing big things in the community.
Right.
We want to give shouts out to those organizations. We want to let people know what those organizations are doing. They are boots on the ground. They are in the trenches, and they're doing
Yes.
it with their own funds. And that's right.
That's right. We have did it with our own funds. When me and Julius and I we first started out, we were spending our own money every other week, taking providing food and for the people when they came in and allowing them to take the food home, drinks and everything. And Miko, not just that, you remember when we I want to give a shout out to Chaplain Damian Welcome, how the
Yes.
way the city Savannah, old Savannah City Mission. If we have people that need assistance, we can always send them to CHAP. And so I think that's a really good thing. In the tip organization, she'll be on here shortly. Miss Brantley Angela, they do phenomenal with the kids. So it's a lot of people that is doing tremendous things in the neighborhood. And guess what? Can I tell you something? A lot of them are returning citizens.
Right.
A lot of them are returning citizens who you take and look down on, who you think will never be anything. Guess what? Those are the people that are in the trenches that are giving back. They're entrepreneurs. They have their own business.
I love that. Matter of fact, we're gonna call out some of those names. Youth
So,
Intercept. I love Youth Intercept. With
yes,
Marlon Knight and Miss Sylvia, Miss Kathy. These people are in the trenches. They are
yes,
out helping. They are out moving and shaking, trying to be an impact on the lives of the young people that they have been entrusted with. Dr. Maxine Bryan with the
yes,
Raised Conference. She's out there in the trenches providing a platform for returning citizens to be able to do what they're doing. Martin Smith. Martin has an organization where he's counseling and mentoring,
yes,
and he's giving back to the community as well. Frederick Green, Favor Pack. He's also Faces and Voices of Returning Citizens. He's out every day in the trenches. Actually, right now, being blessed to work for Pathways Home at Savannah Tech, he is actually being able to be instrumental in the lives of returning citizens, riding
yes,
all over Savannah and South to make sure that they got housing, employment, health care,
mhm,
and all of
mhm.
these things. And as Marie stated, many of these people are returning citizens.
And may I add, Julius, you can hear me. I'm
I'm listening.
sorry. May I add, Mr. Julius Hall, the one who
Yes.
allowed us to use this platform. Guess what? A returning citizen. He took in the trenches, got a platform, got a production company. I'm going to say, and
Yes.
and we are returning citizens. So we are doing it. Entrepreneurship, Mr. Julius Hall. So I
Yes.
love that. And AB, he have multiple businesses. He has a landscaping business. He have 2 stores in North Carolina. Recidivism is something that, guess what, they lack of when it comes to us, because it's not a revolving door for us. No, we're trying to and the heck of the education part of OAA. OAA is trying to educate you so you would not be a revolving door to the prison system.
Oh, yes. Matter of fact, well, I remember Yolanda, Miss Yolanda Harley. She's out in the trenches helping
Yes,
system impacted or disenfranchised or marginalized families. She's out with health care, providing health
yes,
resources. And then you got Miss Yolanda from the Harambe House. They are also
hmm,
out in the trenches helping men
yes,
and women that are coming home from incarceration. Oh my goodness, you just got so many different organizations that have not yet been heard of. And that's what we're doing tonight. We are speaking, putting a label, a name, a brand, if you will, on
yes.
those people, those organizations that are in the trenches. We want to give them shouts out tonight. And it looks like we finally have Miss Brantley, TIP in the house, another organization that's in the trenches every day. We're going to give her an opportunity to address some things, to introduce herself. So, Miss Brantley, first of all, what up? Tell us who you are and what you do, and how are you in the trenches?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm sorry I'm
Hey,
late.
Miss Brantley.
So like you said, I'm Angela. Hey, Marie, how are you? I'm Angela
How you
Brantley,
doing?
and I'm the founder of TIP Organization. Hi. So we currently work with at-risk youth in the community. We're contracted with Department of Juvenile Justice. So we provide preventative services. So as well as making sure we trying to keep our youth in the homes. So what we do is we do mentoring, counseling, behavior aid services, as well as we started a recreation program and also a Girl Scout program. So we've been doing this since 2014, and we've been out here just trying to get it and save our youth, and we need all the support we can get.
Miss Brantley, may I ask you a question? When you say that y'all do counseling, do you have licensed counselors that can counsel kids?
Yes, yes, we have LPCs on our team as well as social workers.
Very good. So guess what? I need for you, and I need to get with you after the show because I need for you to have one of your counselors that counsel Samaya. And I'm
Okay,
serious.
okay,
Yes, ma'am. I'm very
sounds
serious.
good.
She's my 12-year-old.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sounds good.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Yes,
and I
yes,
guess I
ma'am.
didn't say the ages. We serve youth 11 to 24, so she's
Okay.
right in our age range.
Okay. Very good. So
And tell
where,
us,
Miss Brantley, where would I like if somebody needs assistance from you, where can they call you? Where can they connect where I can get the information so that they can come to, because a lot of kids need counseling, Miss Brantley. A lot of
Right,
children.
right. So for most of our work is community based.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come to them, go into the homes, we go
Okay.
into the schools, we go
Mm-hmm.
wherever to go in the community within the community. So we realize one of the barriers is transportation. So we pretty much
Okay.
we help where we can with transportation. We have the family. We actually really work with the family if need to, but we definitely
Okay.
focus more on yeah.
Oh, that's really good. That's because, like you said, transportation, and I know a lot of mothers who do not have reliable transportation. So that would be a great help that you all go into the schools and come to the home. So I like that. So, like I said, I'm about to be one of your clients. Yes, ma'am.
tell me this. Matter of fact, I want you right now, Ms. Brandon, because as we talk about in the trenches, you pretty much glossed over some of the things you do. And I believe that at times that hurts us. So I need for you to let the people know, what do we mean when we say that we are in the trenches? You don't have to call names, but I
Mm-hmm.
know that there are situations and
Right.
circumstances that come your way. Matter of fact, you didn't even tell us what does TIP stand for. Why do you see them that way? And give us a little bit of
Okay.
examples about really going in the trenches. And if you know other organizations that you have partnered with that are in the trenches, that's what we're doing tonight. We want to give people a platform, a spotlight, if you will, for those. There are multiple, many,
Mm-hmm.
multitude
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
organizations that are grassroots, but they are not being able to bring forth what they're doing. So go forth. Tell us a little bit about TIP.
Well, TIP, first of all, stands for Talented Individuals with Power. We
Mhm.
feel that everyone has a talent and they are powerful once they found out exactly what that talent is or whatever the gift is. They can master whatever it is they want to overcome. So that's one of our goals. We push to help our youth set goals for themselves, see the future, because a lot of youth don't see the future. They just live by day to day. And one of the things that we do is we actually, when I say we have contract with Department of Juvenile Justice, we actually get out there and we work with youth that have had like gun violence, murder cases, um, sex, anywhere, anything that you can think of, we work with. And what we do is we actually get in the homes and we try to process what's going on in the home to help that youth stay in the home and not be misplaced or placed out of the home again. Um, you said tell you a story, so I have a lot of stories. I have youth that, especially right here in Savannah, a lot of people don't believe it, that are in gangs. There's a lot of gang activities. So I have youth that are involved in gangs who don't want to be a part of TIP or any program. So it's like breaking them walls and that barrier down. I feel like that is our gift, and that is one thing that we have a niche for. We know how to break those barriers of trust and get the youth to trust us, where we're able to get in and kind of help them and guide them and shift their life in a different directions. I've had youth who was involved in gang who's no longer involved in gang. I have youth who were I just going down the wrong path, but decided they want to go and get a trade and finish school. And we've been doing this for a while. And I would say the contract with the department we had since for 4 years. So we've been working with them for 4 years, and I feel that we have made a big impact on a lot of youth. And we see about anywhere from 50 to like 75 youth a year. And we really trying to make a difference.
And
That's
I'm
really
glad you said
good.
trying to. I need for you to tell us. Let's just be blunt. Why is it so hard for grassroots organizations to do what it is we are trying to do?
Oh, of course, that's blunt. Funding, money. Um, okay? So I'll just me, for example. I'm the executive director. I found this organization in 2014. In 2014, I already had 4 children. So I have 4 children, but I saw it fit because I'm a mom. I'm a boy mom. So I had 3 boys, and I was like, I have to do something because I'm watching our youth out here dying every day, and I didn't want it to hit me on my back door. So what I did is I started this, and I'm working hard. So I to be really blunt about it, to be successful with a nonprofit organization, you really can't work. You have to put all in. And with that, it messes up your income in your house. So I've been working and striving to put this together and filling out grants. Like I've done maybe 10 grants in the last 2 years, and that's a lot of work. And I got none. I have like some small ones that I got here and there, but I didn't receive any grants. And I've been doing this all out of my pocket from my taking from my kids, like I like to say, but I try not to take from my kids too much. But it's just been a lot. And I would say funding is really the hardest. Support, just getting our community to support small organizations. They keep funding the large organizations, the ones you
That's it.
hear about all the time. And that's the problem. You don't get the ones who really out there doing the work on the ground. Like you see these large organizations and they in the AC and air conditioning, talking and laughing. But the real, pretty little small organization, we not laughing. We in the AC. We out there knocking on doors.
Yeah, but Angela, wonder why it is so hard for people to see the need and don't want to help those grassroots organizations, and you do so much. You do so much. I'm gonna take to take and to go in to be in the trenches, to go around children who are not thinking about no organization, who don't even want to be a part of one, and then you still show them love, but trying to draw them into doing something right because you see that the road that they're going down is destruction. And that's not easy. That is not easy to try to, have a child to change their mind when they feel that they homeboys or they homegirls are telling them to do wrong. And you don't just give up on you. You're there because I know some of the stories, and you're there with them. So I just wonder why people don't recognize that, to say, well, you know what? Let me give to Angela because Angela is doing so much, and you're really trying, not just trying. No, you're not trying. You're doing it because when you take money out your own pockets to take and give back to these children, you're doing it. So I was just wondering why people who have the funding, who see the need, do not help. That's
Well,
all.
because it's easier to fund something that already has a track record. It's more paperwork, black and white, is what they put down on a piece of paper more so than what they do. So like if you had a
Right.
program that say, oh, we saw 20 kids and we did XYZ, they really don't know what they did. Actually, they could have just let them color on a piece of paper or whatever, and they would
Right.
fund that because that it's all in order. So a lot of small organizations like mine struggle. I've been established since 2014. I've been working with departments for 4 years almost. I'm just getting to the point where I feel like I understand and I know what I need to do. But I needed this 4 years ago. I needed this 5 years ago, but now I know how to put it in writing. I didn't know
Yeah.
before. And then we have
Right.
people out here helping. The grant writers, I've spent money on grant writing, didn't get grants. So that's why I stopped. And it's like, it's all about who you know. And then
Right.
if you can, you put it on. That's it.
I got you.
Yes, and there are multiple organizations out there. I know Morris Pollock. He's been out at Camp Park for a long time, and now he was just awarded an opportunity to get
Exactly.
paid for what he's doing. And then you have other organizations that are out there doing things that we're doing. And I just wanted tonight to be about those of us that are, as she said, boots on the ground or in the trenches for years, have not been known or recognized, but we are still doing what we're doing. And the reason why we're doing this is not for quote unquote a payment, but it's because it's our passion. However, in
Right.
our passion, we still have bills. And so I'm just grateful that we have this platform before us to be able to highlight people like Tip, Angela. And matter of fact, that's what we need to do more often, Ms. Jones, is allow this platform to highlight those that have not had an opportunity to be known. And they're not being known because they're trying to get glory. They just need network.
Yeah.
Network helps us
Right.
determine our net worth. Y'all heard that
Yeah.
before?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Networking and network is very important. They go hand in hand. It does.
Yes.
And like, listen to this, Angela, with the TIP organization, I want to say this also. I think that I think that people, if you're listening, you should give Angela funding. You know why you should give Angela funding? Let me tell you why. Because she's helping the kids. She's helping the future. She's helping your baby to not go be in a game. When we did the visual and verbal, the lady, her name was Emily, right? Miko, she came from Memorial Hospital, and she spoke that 10 and 12-year-olds are the ones that are in ICU now. So why not use somebody like Angela to help save your baby? So
Yes.
why not
And,
fund
and,
her? Go
and
ahead.
I
I'm
was going to
sorry.
also say funding, of course, that's really important, but also we have a big issue with the larger organizations not helping the little people out. Um, Like, for instance, Julia said it's a lot. It takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child, and we really need a village to back us up. And you all are familiar with Miranda Dover, which was one of my clients that died, that was murdered this year, and we knocked on everybody's door, literally. And she was to a breaking point where people just turned their back on her, and I couldn't do it all by myself because it was almost like a 24-hour thing that I needed to be with her, help her get it. Mentally, she couldn't stable her own, become stable on her own. And when you try to go to the other organizations and get them to help, they don't help. They think they're helping, but they're not helping. They're traumatizing our youth. That's what they're doing. Instead of taking the time out to understand that they're traumatized and they need help. And they need somebody to be their voice.
That is so true, because I met Miranda Dover, and we took and helped assist her. And it's just so sad that the people who have, and I'm not knocking anyone, so let me say that, let me do the disclaimer, I'm not knocking anyone, but I'm going to say this. Miko and Angela both know I'm very blunt, so I'm going to say this: if you have the money, the funding, you should help. And why not help Angela? Because she want to take and give back to the youth. They need the help. She's the voice for them, where they can't speak correctly or say the right word, or may overthink it, or get in. And when you get upset, like when I get upset, Angela, you might have to counsel me. When I get upset, I step and say things. So Miko and Angela are more nicer. So I'm just saying, why not give back to the people that want to help, that's out there in the trenches, like Angela, knocking on doors for your baby and for my baby. So I just think that's all I want to say.
Yeah. Now, some of the things that we're going to need, funding is very important. Favor is important as well. And not only funding and favor, but friends. Can you help? That she has a mentoring program where she needs men to come out on the weekends when she does her recreational mentoring. She's looking for men to come help to mentor other young men. So she needs finances, she needs friends, and also networking. Tell people what she has going on. Tell people about all these other organizations that are in need of help, especially the churches. I know there are multiple churches that say they want to be the hand and the feet of Jesus, but
Julius, I'm looking for. I was going to tell you, I'm looking for 13 churches now to volunteer to with a family. I need 13. My goal is 13 churches to help me as a village to back up 13 families. So that's one family per church.
I like that. And so can I ask you a question, Angela? Okay, is this ongoing, or is this just for the holidays? Tell me.
1 year. I need their commitment for 12 months.
I like that. Months. I think, okay, now listen here. Miko, can I take this part, Elder? Listen here. Okay, Elder said listen here now. Those who love Jesus. Those who say they love Jesus, walk like Jesus, and talk like Jesus. Angela is petitioning you to take on for 12 months. I know you can do it. 12 months. You say 13 families, right, Angela?
13 families.
13 families, 13 churches in Savannah. It's over 200-300 churches in Savannah. Yes, it is. So guess what? Now we can go down the street. If I walk down the streets of Pennsylvania, it's 5-6 churches on one block.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying, I know that you can do it. Angela, I like that idea. Put it to the test. Now we said, you know how you get subpoenaed to court? I'm subpoenaing from Jesus.
And Angela, as we have been before, OAA has been there to assist, and we will continue to help you on your endeavors. And this is tonight. One way that we can help is by giving you a platform to let your voice be heard with those of us that we have an ear with. We're going to make sure this is being aired this weekend, and we're going to also air this next week throughout the week so that multiple people will hear what we're saying. And so that's what we want to do before we get ready to turn this corner. And in conclusion, again, what are we doing tonight? We are talking about those organizations that are in the trenches, that are working side by side with young system impacted adults, as well as men and women coming home from prison. We are in the trenches. We need your assistance. We want you to come and help us. TIP, Talented Individuals with Power. OAA Savannah, Offender Alumni Association. Here, Ain't the Ain't, Incarceration to Incorporation, providing a platform to give shouts out to those organizations that have not had a chance to make their voices heard. We are doing that right now. So before we get ready to conclude, Angela, is there anything you want to say in closing?
I just think having me on. I want to thank the listeners and all the people that's going to donate to TIP. I'm thanking you in advance. I do, like I said, I'm challenging the churches to come forth. You guys can follow us on Instagram. We have a website. We have Facebook. It's TIP Organization Inc. And just reach out to me. I don't know if you want me to give them my phone number. My phone number is 912-441-4954.
One more time.
Okay, I'll say it again. 912-441-4954.
All right, while you're doing that, my lovely wife is going to put that in the chat room one more time so she'll know TIP Organization. Okay. Say that again.
TIP Organization Inc. And they can follow us on Instagram. I need the followers because, they say the followers get people's attention. I'm trying to get everybody to follow us, and then maybe that'll help out too. So it's small things that people can do that mean a lot to us. Like you said, 1 hour. If somebody volunteer their time for 1 hour a week, that's not a lot. They probably sit in their car for an hour. Just volunteer 1 hour. That would make a difference. That would make a difference in a youth life.
Miko, you read that comment, Miko?
Oh, go ahead and tell us what it say.
It went off so fast, but I forgot what the lady did. What she was saying. She said, "Do we expect the teens to go cold turkey from the peers and lifestyle?" I like that. Do we expect that? No, we can't expect that. They need role models. For real, they need role models. They need people that's going to encourage them. The village, that's the village. You need the people that's going to encourage them. Mothers work. When mothers work, mothers are not in the home. So then you will have somebody like Angela Brantley to come in and to help your baby. See, listen here. That's what the resource come in at. She can have a building where your babies can go and be safe and help with homework and make sure that they have clean clothes. And guess what? Enough of talking. Let's put this the trenches. This where the work coming at. This where the work coming at. And I know it can be done. It's many buildings. If SCAD can take and get a building and fix it up, then Savannah can get together and get a building and fix it up for Angela to have our babies safe when we got to go work 2 jobs. Let's just be real. People don't want to be real. People just want to sugarcoat and tiptoe around situations. Our babies are dying. Me and Miko did that in that visual and verbal. Those kids did not have no fear to know that a guy got shot 24 times. They faced and they was not scared. Okay.
Marie, and before we get ready to go, I got a chance to see one of our students. I was out at the school testing. And he saw me and recognized me. He said, "Hey, Mr. Campbell," he said, "I ain't see you in a while. How you doing?" And he came over and we took a picture together. So, and that felt good to know that, you made a difference. You in that young person's life. So,
that's right.
At OAA OAA are in the trenches. So what about you, Marie? Is there any closing words you want to say before we get out of here?
I just want to say thank you for having. I like this show tonight, Miko, in the trenches. Thank you, Angela, for coming on to share your story. Thank you always to my co-host, me and Julius. He keep me, right there. He got. But I'm serious, people. This is the last time I'm going to say that. Give back to Angela. You know what you need to get on Facebook and do your lives where you can talk to the people. Do that every morning. You have to be consistent with it. And guess what? They'll give back. They'll give. Because it's mothers who will give to you because they need it for their children to be safe. It's nothing like having an Angela Bradley on your side to know that your babies are okay. That's it.
I like that. Angela Brantley at your side. So listen, we thank you for joining us. We thank you, listeners. We thank you for just giving us your ear and allowing us an opportunity to let you know what our unsung heroes, if you will, those that are out there in the trenches, moving and making it happen. This is our chance to give them a platform to be able to get some networking going on for them. And we want you to take this broadcast and share it with others. Just please do that for us. That's your way of giving as well. Share this message with someone else so that they can be able to be a help to TIP organization. We love you. We look forward to seeing you again next Friday. As I always say before I stop, listen, we may have started this thing out wrong, but check us out now. We'll finish it strong. And we see you next week.
Good night, y'all. Good night.
I like that.